Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Sue with me, and today in this video you're going to learn how to make a designer blouse. That's a very simple basic designer blouse, and for this I used a silk cotton material, and I edged up the neckline with a pretty beads lace. I show you how to attach this one. So when you attach this lace, it become a designer blouse. Of course, when you buy this material and with this beads outside, it just costs nearby $1,000 for buying this blouse. But today I'm going to show you in a clear detailed video how to make this neckline and how to attach the bead, and also I show you how to attach the lining to your blouse. So I tried my level best to make the video to be simple, clear, so that anyone newcomer for sewing can easily understand what I'm trying to say. And I don't want to waste the time. Let's move on to the sewing. Bye bye. Okay, let's start the sewing. So the first step in making the lining blouse is putting the basting stitch all around the blouse. Basting stitch is nothing but the biggest stitch in your blouse. That means it has a very big stitch. So after sewing, completing the blouse, you're going to pick that stitch out. That's called as a basting stitch. If your machine doesn't have that basting stitch or a big stitch, you can just give it you can just do the tagging with your hands, and then you can, after finishing the blouse, you can just pick that thread out. Okay, here we go. So attaching the lining with your blouse, you're going to start doing from the neckline. Always keep in mind, this is going to be standard whatever you're going to what kind of blouse, or it can be a kameez. The first step of doing the basting stitch is you're going to start with the neckline, and then you're going to go with your sleeves, that is the armhole, like this. Make sure you match the blouse material and the lining material together, and then leaving a 1/4 inch of seam allowance, and then you're going to put the stitch. So it should go all around the blouse. So I'm going to put the same stitch on the neck side of the armhole, like this. Don't pull the fabric, don't stretch the fabric, just ease the fabric and put the basting stitch. And when you come to the bottom, you just want to double fold the bottom side of the back side of the blouse. This is the back side of the blouse. Just double fold the raw edge and put a straight stitch. This is not a basting stitch, this is a normal stitch what I'm using right now, and just sew it straight. And this is also standard for all kind of blouse. This is how you're going to do. So always start sewing the blouse from the back piece. So now we are done, and I will attach a border to the back side of the blouse, and this is how it look after finishing. And this is the front piece, and you will get 2 pieces in front. So both the pieces should be done with the basting stitch. The same technique is starting your stitching by the neckline. That's, you're going to start from the neckline. So place the neckline under the foot and start sewing it. Goes to the top. Okay. And just go to the armhole. I did nearly 3 to 4 videos of making the blouse. Still I'm getting mail of having a small really small doubt, that is how to attach the shoulders, how to attach the sleeves. And so I tried to make this video to be really clear so that you won't get any queries or any doubt on sewing the blouse. So sew it like this. So this is going to be the standard for all kind of lining blouse. This is not going to be changed anyhow. So if you understand this video, you can sew any kind of blouse. So it comes to the dart is take 1 inch from the shoulder and fold that and go straight to the bottom, and you're going to mark that corner. This is a simple and easy way of marking the dot. Just fold 1 inch from the shoulder, go straight. You can just press it so you'll get the crease of where the fold line ends. See, I folded and showed you, and just I'm giving a mark at the bottom edge of the folded piece. From there you're going to mark 1 inch, making that folded edge to be center. You're going to mark 1 inch on either side, and for the length I'm going to take 3 inches. This length depends upon you. If you want 3 inches, 3.5 inches you can keep. So just make an A like this. Okay, it should be something like this. This is a very simple way of marking the dart, and just straight to that just mark a line. And for the side you're going to take only 1.5 to 2 inch of the dart, not more than that. 1.5 is more. And for this corner, just fold the armhole into 2 and take the center piece. See, I just leveled it up, and that is going to be the center point. Mark the center point. From the center point I'm going to take 5 inches of length. See, this is how the simple, very simple method. No measurement, no great measurement, just like that you're going to mark. See, 4 to 5 inches you can take and just give a mark. It just also depends upon you how you're going to wear the blouse. Okay. We're going to sew the that A and this line together. So while sewing also you have to fold it in place like that, so that you will get the exact shape where you want to go. And see, first start with sewing the dart at the bottom, that is like a, and then after sewing that you have to just hold that the point of the A in one hand and go just straight like that, and you hold that. The next line, this next opposite to that A, just hold it that, and you're going to sew that line. That's going to be 1.5 inches to the maximum. Don't go apart from that. And the third is going to be the armhole line. Hold this bottom tip of the A, and you're going to join the shoulders together to get the center point, and from there you're going to sew for 5 inches, leaving a 1/4 inch of seam allowance, not 2/4 inch, little bit lesser than that, and you're going to sew down. So this is going to give a shape to your body, so that's very important. Now joining the putty. See, the lining should be 1 to 2 inch lesser than the main fabric, so that you can fold the fabric in like this. Okay, and you can sew it together. This is the putty piece, and sew that with a straight stitch like this. And you're seeing the wrong side of the fabric. just double fold at the bottom and you can going to sew. See, this is the putty fabric and I show you the lining. See, this is the lining fabric I placed on the top, just making sure that it meets the edges of the putty, and I'm double folding it, and you can see the top edge should be equal like this, and you're going to put a straight stitch like this. Okay, and we are done with the putty, and now we are going to join the front piece with the putty at the bottom. And again, this is going to be a little bit tricky. So now this is the pretty side of the fabric. Just put the putty on top of the front piece. That is, you have to match both the pretty side of the fabric, the front piece and the putty. See, this is the pretty side, so place both the pretty side down, just hold the corner and just start sewing together. So I'm just placing it down, the putty piece is down, on top of that I kept my front piece, and I'm start sewing. And when you come to the dart, please tuck this in. You should not sew the dart. Just make it close up so that you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just tucking the dart in. I'm not sewing the dart to the maximum. I'm just pulling the dart out of the stitch, and see, it's opened over here, and I'm sewing. You're going to sew only the pretty side of the fabric, and you're not going to sew the lining. Okay, so after sewing, you will see like this. That is, both the putty and the main fabric is joined like this. And now I'm going to roll from the shoulder. Just roll it tightly from the shoulder and go near the putty piece, and you can see the raw edge what we sewed now, and fold the raw edge and take the lining piece and match it together, and you're going to sew it again. Okay, and you're going to sew all the raw edge together. This is a little bit twisted in this blouse making. You have a small doubt in this, so if you watch this video repeatedly, particularly this part, you will get used to it, what I'm trying to say over here. And I made that video to be clear, but I don't know how you understood that. I have more than 2, 3, 4 videos regarding making this putty. You can check out that video too. So I think it's clear than my previous video what I made. So when you pull the fabric out of that putty, and you can see you find very neat edge. All the raw edges will be tucked in, and it will be really neat to see the joining of the putty and the front piece. This is the front side, that is the pretty side of the fabric, and you can see how well it is done. The stitching should be neat, that's the main concept. So this is how you will get once you're done with this step. Okay. And now I'm showing you how to attach the hooks putty. You have to take a 3-inch wide fabric, and you're going to attach it to your right hand side of the front piece. So I finished attaching this, and I'm going to put a top stitch on the right hand side of the fabric. This is going to be a hooks putty. The hooks putty should be on your right hand side, and the loops putty should be on your left hand side. So after top stitching that, just double fold it and tuck everything inside the fabric, that is to the wrong side of the fabric. So I'm tucking this in like this. So the hooks putty should be in your right hand side, and the loops putty should be in your left hand side. And is how it looks like. And let us see how to stitch the loops putty, that is the left hand side piece. So take the same like that, that is a 3-inch wide fabric, and length should be more than your blouse. So place that under your foot and start sewing. For sewing the loops putty, you should keep this putty piece at the back side of the fabric. This is the wrong side. I'm going to sew at the wrong side of the fabric for the loops. And for the hooks putty, you should place this fabric on the front side, that is a pretty side of the fabric. That is the standard for all kind of blouse. This is not going to be changed anyhow. See, I'm just trimming off the excess, I'm folding it in, and I'm going to sew it all over down like this. Okay, and just folding, and I'm just folding the raw edge. You can see the raw edge. I'm just tucking the raw edge in, and it should be like this. And put a straight stitch all through the piece. Place it like this, and you're going to put a straight stitch. Always start the sewing with the back stitch and move it to the front like this. And now we are going to attach the shoulder. This is the pretty side of the fabric, and you're going to join both the front and the back side of the fabric and place it like this, and you're going to sew leaving 1 inch of seam allowance. Okay, and if you have any raw edges, just trim it out like this, and just sew together. So why I'm showing attaching the shoulder is I'm getting mail of they want to know how to attach the shoulder together. Attaching the shoulder is very simple, so that in none of my videos doesn't have of attaching the shoulders. I thought it would be easy, but you're getting doubts in that, so I just want to make it sure how to attach the shoulder. So it's very simple. Just give a 1 inch of seam allowance and match both the shoulders together, that is the front piece and the back piece together, and stitch for 2 times. That is, you're going to give 2 stitch to the shoulders, leaving a 1 inch of seam allowance like this. And now we are going to attach the lining piece with our sleeves. See, open the sleeves like this, and you're going to attach the lining to your sleeves. And I left a 2 inches exactly for folding it. So leaving that, you're going to start sewing like this. And then you're going to double fold the bottom piece of your sleeves like this, and put a straight stitch, something like this. See, and now the sleeves are ready. You can see very neat sleeves which I made. It's really neat. And now I show you how to make a dot at the back side of the blouse. See, this is the center piece of the blouse, that is the center of the blouse. Hold that center and fold it again. So fold it once so that you will get the center, and fold it again so that you will get a double folded. See, just give a mark on both the sides and you're going to start sewing. Just sewing, leaving a quarter inch, and you're going to start sewing. You're going to sew for 3 inches like that. You're going to do for the next side of the dot also, and then I show you how to attach the sleeves. See, I mark the dot, center marking the dot, and then I'm going to place the dot on top of the shoulder edge, and just place the fabric on top of the armhole and measure from where you're going to start sewing. So my blouse ends exactly on the point where the armhole ends, so place the sleeve exactly on the position and start sewing. Always before sewing the sleeves with your armhole, always measure the size where exactly it starts from and then sew, or else you will get a different measurement while joining both the piece together. So the notch and the shoulder point should be in the same line, and start stitching like this. Do not pull the fabric, just ease the fabric and place it on top of the armhole and start sewing like this. Always put 2 stitch for the armhole, that is be to be in a safer side so that it doesn't come off. See how neat it is. And after sewing, this is the basting stitch what we did. After finishing the blouse, you're going to take this out, and I'm putting the double stitch on top of that. I'm putting again one more stitch on top of the same stitch like this. And we are done with attaching the shoulders together, that is the sleeves together. And I show you the same technique of attaching the sleeves to the neck side of the shoulder. See, this is the I just made a notch to the sleeves and I'm just marking it. See, after stitching the sleeves, I'm going to attach the cross piece to my neckline to finish the blouse. So just I'm cutting the cross piece with the lining piece. So you're going to attach it together, both the cross piece, to get a full length to make the neckline. If you want to know how to make this cross piece in detail, just click on the link below, or else see on the description box. I have given a detailed video of how to make this cross piece. So this is the finishing of the blouse, and this is the very important part of the blouse, because this gives the shape to the blouse, that is the neckline shape. So attaching the cross piece to the blouse neckline makes the blouse look really pretty good. So be careful when making this. So after sewing, I'm just trimming out the excess fabric hanging like this. And now take your blouse piece and this is going to be the front side of the fabric, and just zoom a little bit so that you can see it clearly. And this is the front side of the fabric. And now I just want to show you clearly, so that I just want zoomed in so that you can see clear what I'm doing. Just single fold the fabric like this and match the corners, and you're going to start sewing, leaving a 1/4 inch of seam allowance like this, and start sewing. Just pull the fabric once, that is the cross piece, just give a stretch to that and then sew it together, so that it will change according to the shape what you're going to give to the fabric. Just go along with the neckline what we prepared in our blouse. You can see. So after stitching the cross piece, just give a pull to the fabric so that it just turns and it just do whatever we are telling. So you have to just pull the fabric, and so that you will have a nice and easy turn with the fabric. So I place exactly on top of the blouse design, that's the neck design, and then you're going to sew together. Start from one side of the neckline, and it's going to end with the another side of the neckline like this. Just go all around, and when you come to the corner, just trim it out and fold that in, and you're going to finish the neckline like that. And this is also going to be standard for all kind of blouse what you make. This is the standard. So just cut it out a little bit, and you're going to fold that in and finish it off with some back stitch. That's it. So now I'm going to give a notches all around. See, this is going to look like this. With the sharp scissors, pointy scissors, you're going to put a notch all around the blouse. This is very important step. If you're not putting the notches after sewing this cross piece, you won't get the exact neck line shape. So to get the particular shape what you did, you have to give a notch all around the blouse. Not too close, it can be a 1 centimeter notches all around. That is, leaving 1 centimeter, you can just give a notches all around, and make sure you don't give a slit over the stitch. Don't stitch the don't cut out the stitch, just put a slit all around. Be careful about that, and use a sharp tip scissors, so that makes our work easy, so that we won't overcut our fabric. And that's it. Okay, after putting the notches all around the neckline, see, you're going to turn the cross piece on the top, and you're going to stitch it on top of the cross piece, not at the bottom, on top of the cross piece. This is very important, so that you will get a nice and easy turn. See, I'm just opening the fabric, that is, I'm just opening and separating the blouse and the cross piece together, and I'm going to put a really just edged stitch. So I'm sewing on top of the cross piece and not on the blouse. That is a very important thing what I have to say over here, because some might think it can be any kind of stitch that is which runs on the blouse. It's not like that. You have to stitch on the cross piece, not at the blouse. So go according to the shape. And okay, after sewing this in, you're going to fold this piece inside, and you're going to stitch it again so that your neckline would be ready. So after sewing that in, I'm going to attach this lace to the neckline. See, it has a bead at the border, and it would be really pretty when you add to your neckline. And this is the little bit expensive lace what you available in the market. And see, I'm done with the neckline. I just folded that edge twice in, and I just stitched all around, same as I showed you before. And to sew this beads neckline, I just changed my foot into a zipper foot, and then I placing this beads in, and I'm going to sew it together. If you don't have a zipper foot, or if you don't know how to sew this with the machine, you can just sew it with your with the needle. That also look really pretty good. It doesn't going to make difference, but you sew with the machine, it will be a little bit firm and tight, it won't come off. So sew it together like this. See, just ease the fabric, don't pull the fabric, place the lace at the bottom and just gradually place the blouse on top of the lace, and slowly you're going to give a stitch because it's a beaded lace, so that you'll find it really difficult to sew this to your blouse. So when you add this bead to your blouse, your blouse will look really classy and it looks really expensive. So after attaching that to the neckline, I am going to attach it to my sleeves like this. See, I'm doing the same thing, that placing my lace down and placing my fabric on top of the lace. I'm sewing really slowly, and this is how it goes. And we are done with the blouse. And I show you how to mark the finishing of the blouse. That is, if you have the old blouse, place the old blouse on the top of the blouse what I are sewing and mark the edges, and we are going to just sew together. If you're not having the blouse, and you take your measuring tape, measure your full length of the sleeves, mark that, and take the full length of the chest, divide it by 4 and place the tape on here until your armhole is your chest line, and the waist is divided by 4, and you're going to mark like that. That is the waist. If your waist length is 40, it should the chest length is 40, divided by 4 is going to be 10 inches, and give a 10 inch, and you're going to mark and you're going to sew it together. And this is the finishing end result of the blouse. And that's it, we are done with the blouse. And if you like this video, please click on the thumbs up button below, and please do share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe my channel so that you can view all my videos in my channel. And thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.